My name is Mark Robinson, and I've been a mastering engineer now for 12 years. I've been a recording engineer for 22 years. Mastering kind of took over in the last 6 years. To kind of my passion is being towards the end of the process, helping artists and mostly the artists, helping them kind of dial in their perfect sound before the release, right? And with that comes all the different caveats of ways to improve. Some analog, some digital, some room, and a lot in the speaker. I'd say the majority is the room and the speaker. And as I started to pull that thread, a whole new universe unraveled of, oh my gosh, if I could get the room and the speaker to work well together, then my confidence level goes through the roof, which translates to the real world, right? And that's what led me to find the Trinnov box, really, right? One thing I like about the Trinnov is that it just sort of is neutral, you know? It doesn't color the sound, and so, because your monitor path, you really don't want that to be a colored source, right? We go through all this, you know, all the color is here on the pre-transfer, but on the monitor side, you want it to be as clean as possible. Your DAC, your amps, everything have to be clean. And the Trinnov sits between my mastering console knob, the volume knob, and the amps, and so I don't want it coloring anything, and it doesn't. I've A/B'd it a bazillion times over 6 years, and I know exactly what it's doing, and I'm perfectly okay with whatever it's doing. It's not affecting my work and how people hear my work, right? Even before I made the decision to buy the Trinnov, Kurt was here and he helped me. He brought in his own box and said, this is what it does. You know, no commitment, just listen to this. And that was this eye-opening, like, you gotta be kidding me. Again, I thought the speakers were broken. And so it's depressing, really, because he took the box home and I had to know that and I had to work for a couple weeks, you know, knowing that was what was happening. Yeah, so, and then on top of that, like I've had firmware updates, and the guys in France, you know, they remote into the system and they update it while I'm sitting here watching. That's amazing. No one else does that, you know? Well, I would say that if you were to prioritize your expenditures as a professional engineer, or if that's your goal, to be operating at the highest level in the industry as a professional, you have to prioritize your room, then your speakers, and then your monitoring chain, right? And the Trinnov is integrating with all three of those, right? So your monitoring chain, meaning your DAC, and your, you know, is it a passive? What's your knob situation? Is it passive? Is it active? You know, every component matters, but the most important is the room, then the speaker, and then your monitoring path, I guess would be. The Trinnov is so important because it glues them all together with the intent of having a very linear response, something that works not just in this room, but everywhere. It's one thing to make it sound good in the room, right? We can all make that happen, but will your work, all the hard work that you put into making it sound good in here, will it go? Will it leave the room with you? My Trinnov, again, this is going to sound cliche, but I've had it for 6 years. It's paid for itself 100,000 times over, right? I do about 150 records a year, right? So you figure that's on average 8 songs. That's a lot of songs. And if I did those without the Trinnov on, those would all sound different. You know, there would be no doubt that it would be affecting what other people were hearing of me.